Hello YouTube, this is Nick from Our Tech Time, and today, in my first video actually, I'd like to say farewell to Mac OS X Snow Leopard. Now, why am I doing this? Well, first of all, Snow Leopard's been around for about 2 years now. It's Apple's operating system for the Mac itself, and now they're about to release Lion, Mac OS X 10.7 Lion to be exact. It's the 7th major release of Mac OS X, including the original developer preview. But anyways, Snow Leopard had some really cool features in it. Some of them I'll highlight today. And what Snow Leopard was really just a refinement to Mac OS X, a very welcome refinement to Mac OS X. And Lion will be not only a refinement, but definitely an improvement. It'll add tons of new features, and I'll go over that later. Of course, I'll do a demo when I get my hands on Lion in the next few weeks. But, okay, so I guess to start, I'll show you just what the Finder looks like now in this version of Mac OS X. In Lion, it's much different. For example, these scroll bars look more like iOS, so let's say you have an iPhone. When you're scrolling on the iPhone, the scroll bars only pop up when you need them. When you scroll, obviously, you use your finger on your iPhone, and the bar pops up, it moves, and then it goes away after an appropriate amount of time. Well, in Lion, the scroll bar will look just like it does on iOS. It'll pop up, move appropriately, and then disappear at the appropriate time. So what's nice about that is you get that space back. And of course, I'll show all these features off when I get my hands on Lion, as I said. Another neat thing they added in Snow Leopard was this control right here. And what this does is it allows you to adjust the size of the icons. And previously, you had to do that manually in a different manner. In Mac OS X Snow Leopard, Apple, back in October of 2010, Apple announced that they were going to be releasing the Mac App Store. And the Mac App Store was going to be probably the best way to get apps on your Mac. And developers, much like the iOS App Store, could submit their apps and they would be placed on the store, free or paid. You set the price. So Apple said they were going to launch the Mac App Store, not in Lion, but in Snow Leopard. And I happen to have a copy of the Mac App Store running on my machine here. Just to show you, I'm running currently the latest version of Mac OS X 10.6.8, just released a few weeks ago. And the Mac App Store was introduced back in January, initially. January 6th, to be exact. Since then, there's been dozens and dozens of new titles and stuff. I think I'm going to create a video of some of my favorites, because there really are some interesting apps here. It's an amazing venue for developers to deliver apps to consumers. One of my favorite graphics design applications is Pixelmator. I think I'll do a demo of that later on, but it's really cool. Anyways, getting back to the App Store itself, if you look up here at the top, you have featured, top charts, categories, purchases, and updates. Well, what's neat about purchases is that it gives you a list of all the apps that you previously downloaded. And what's nice about that is now I can go and log into my account on another machine, right? And install apps on that other machine without having to rebuy it. For example, Eye Traffic Indicator. I downloaded that on my laptop, and now I can just install it on my Mac here. It goes straight into my applications folder. If I download it right off the store interface, the initial store interface, it would fly right into my dock. But in this case, it just went straight to my applications folder, which I dragged onto my dock here. Safari I am running a developer preview of Safari 5.1, and there's not a whole lot changed in it. In fact, I think I'll do a video of what's different so far later on. But it's been great. I use Safari for my web browsing versus I know some people use all sorts of different other browsers like Chrome, Firefox. There's a few other popular ones as well, but I like Safari. I think it's definitely one of the fastest web browsers out there. Things really just happen quickly. Web pages render in a blink of an eye, which is great. Anyways, in Safari, not a whole lot changed. In Snow Leopard, it did ship the latest version of Safari. Back then it was Safari 4, now Safari 5, but back when Snow Leopard initially launched 2 years ago, it was Safari 4. What I have open here is the two different sites Apple has up for Mac OS X Lion. One is the regular site, the other is the developer page. The developers page does offer some more insight into what's coming up. Things like autosave and versions, resume, changes to Apple's Aqua interface, iCloud and file coordination APIs. You know, iCloud is really fascinating. I'm going to do a tutorial on iCloud in the future. But anyways, that's sort of what's new in Snow Leopard, or in Lion, excuse me, Apple's advertising. Of course, you can go to apple.com/macOSX to find out what's coming up in Lion. Apple took their time and did a lot of under-the-hood stuff with their operating system with Snow Leopard, and that's really made all the difference. Again, this is Nick with R Tech Time, and this is my first video I'm doing. Feel free to rate it, leave a comment, and subscribe if you wish. I will be doing many more in the future. I think that'd be really fun. Yeah, I guess that's about it for today. Thanks.